I'm currently a media executive at Universal McCann, and I'd like to apply for a strategy position in the Sydney team. This is what I learned from ad campaigns this semester, and I believe it will be a basis for what I can apply skill wise to your team in Sydney. So, ad campaigns really taught me a lot of things about group work and also about account planning. In my role currently at work at the moment, I know little about research and the beginning of a campaign. I really just know how to work the admin and get the campaign through the channels at the moment. But I found that I'd be very interested in working in the research part of things. I'd like to start off this interview with a quote from Christopher Hackley. Account planners are essentially the beginning of the journey when it comes to creating a campaign. Advertising account planners are responsible for creating the communication strategy. This includes targeting the right audience as well as setting the tone and message for the campaign. The beginning there, where it talks about the journey, is definitely what I've found. Essentially, account planners are the beginning, the start of the idea, and we need a lot of research to come up with a good idea. And researcher, because with me and Georgie, I was working as the kind of quant guy. I'd find sort of the information out on the internet, and sort of we're coming up with the idea this way. I researched millennials, in which I found a lot of interesting stuff out. Definitely going into consumer insights can give you a better idea on how the campaign can eventuate. In-depth interviews that Georgie was doing and showed a lot of first-person analysis that can give you a different idea. Essentially, gives you a completely different idea, and you can, from what I learned from just research, and you can merge the two ideas together to come up with some really good insights into the campaign, and then eventually creating a big idea. I also learned that with group work, it's like pretty crucial for the account planner to be involved in. You essentially need to be watching the campaign from the beginning to the end and making sure you relay the message through all touch points so that the creative makes sense. Because some people, as Morrison has stated, don't really understand the creative sometimes, and the strategy can really bring the creative to life, which is really interesting that I found. Um, on from that, issues and group work and working through this campaign, I found that I was at work a lot, so I couldn't see or go to a lot of meetings, and this caused a few problems. Essentially, like, I wasn't able to understand properly what the creative was about, and as the strategist, I really would have liked to have done that. So it broke down a little bit there, understanding what was being created, and that aligned with the strategy, which is very important in producing a campaign. How I resolved this issue is I communicated better with my team members. I made sure that I got more involved, sent more emails, rung people. It was very good to ring people and catch up with them on what they're doing. I did this a lot with Alex Farrelly and Georgie and Matt Moran, and they were able to get me back on track. I found that was very important, and it was quite interesting for me. Um, More information that I found out from Hackley is that, and what I use better is that, yeah, definitely communication was a tool that needs to be used a lot throughout a campaign. If you don't essentially have this, then you can sort of have a lot of problems, which I did, and resolving it was better getting in touch with people in my group. Um, so account planning for me was, I guess, very interesting in the end, and look, I'd love to follow it on in my career and see what I can get from it. It's definitely taught me a lot of things, taught me a lot of skills, and also taught me something I didn't know, that I have to work with the group a lot better, and follow the ad strategy around. Communication is a massive tool that needs to be used. But in all, I believe I've learnt skills in this area, and I would very much like to apply as a basis of learning and grow in your strategy team. Thanks very much for listening to my application. I hope you enjoyed it.